Imagine this. You're deep in the wilderness, miles from the nearest road, and night is closing in fast. Your food is running low, the temperature's dropping, and suddenly, you hear movement. Could be an animal or something worse. But you aren't afraid. Why? Because you've prepared yourself with skills few ever talk about. Skills that can mean the difference between life and death out here. Today, I'm not going to show you the basic survival tricks that everyone already knows. No, I'm going to reveal 10 unique outdoor survival tips and bushcraft skills that are rarely discussed, but are absolute game changers when you're out in the wild. These aren't just cool hacks. These are strategies that could keep you alive. So pay close attention, because when things go wrong, it's too late to start learning. Let's dive into survival the way it was meant to be. Raw, real, and completely unpredictable. Before we jump in, I want to mention something that could be a game changer for your survival prep. I've linked a special resource in the comments below. It's the Water Freedom System, an invaluable tool for anyone serious about survival. Access to clean, drinkable water is the #1 priority in a crisis, and this system could be the difference between dehydration and survival. Be sure to check it out when the video's over. Tip 1. Silent movement technique. In the wild, staying undetected is key, whether you're avoiding predators, other people, or trying to track game. But here's something not many people talk about: the fox walk. It's a silent movement technique that allows you to move almost invisibly through dense terrain without disturbing the forest floor. With soft, deliberate steps, heel to toe, you can blend into the wilderness. It's slow, but incredibly effective when stealth is crucial. Take the time to practice this. You'll never move the same way again. Tip 2. Using natural sunscreen and bug repellent. Out here, you don't always have access to the luxuries of civilization, like sunscreen or insect repellent. But nature provides. Did you know that certain plants, like yarrow and broadleaf plantain, can be used as a natural defense against the elements? The sap acts as a layer of protection from the sun and keeps those pesky bugs at bay. Indigenous tribes have used this method for generations, and it works as well today as it did centuries ago. Tip 3. Improvised cooler from the ground. In extreme heat, food can spoil fast, but you don't need a fridge to keep it fresh. Here's an old-school method. Dig a hole in the shade and line it with wet leaves or grass. This natural cooler uses the Earth's constant temperature to slow the decay of perishables. This trick can keep your supplies safe when you're on the move and need to keep things cool. It's simple, it's effective, and it's something most survival guides won't teach you. Tip 4. Natural anti-itch remedy. We all know how irritating bug bites and poisonous plants can be in the wild. But there's a natural solution that you probably walk past all the time: jewelweed. This plant grows near water and can instantly soothe rashes and itchiness from bites or poison ivy. The relief is almost immediate. And in a survival situation, even small comforts like this can help keep your mind sharp and your body focused. Tip 5. Making a wooden signal whistle. One of the most important tools you can have in a survival situation is a way to signal for help. If you're lost and don't have a whistle on hand, don't worry. You can make one from wood. It takes practice, but this wooden whistle can be heard from a long distance, essential for getting the attention of rescue teams when you're out of sight. Tip 6. Animal tracking for water sources. Water is life, and animals know where to find it better than we do. By following tracks, especially those of deer or elk, you can be led to hidden water sources that might otherwise go unnoticed. Knowing how to track animals can not only help you find food, but can also guide you to fresh water, something that's invaluable in the wild. Tip 7. Improvised fishing lure. Fishing is one of the best ways to secure food in a survival situation. But what if you don't have gear? Improvisation is key. You can make an effective lure using natural materials you find around you, like feathers and twine. It's not about having the best equipment, it's about knowing how to use the environment to your advantage. Tip 8. Pine sap for wound care. Pine sap is one of nature's best-kept secrets. Not only can it be used to start fires, but it also works as a natural antiseptic for cuts and scrapes. It creates a protective barrier that helps disinfect the wound and prevent infection. In a survival situation, this is an incredibly valuable resource. Tip 9. Fire reflector for heat and light. In cold environments, A single fire might not be enough to keep you warm throughout the night. But with a simple trick, you can maximize the heat and light your fire produces. Build a reflector using logs or rocks to bounce the heat back toward you. This can make all the difference when you're fighting against freezing temperatures or trying to stay visible in the dark. Tip 10. The value of silence. In the wilderness, silence can be your greatest asset. By stopping to listen, you'll learn more about your surroundings than you ever would by constantly moving. Distant water, approaching animals, even subtle changes in the wind. Staying quiet lets you hear it all. Silence isn't just about avoiding detection. It's about tuning into the environment and allowing the wilderness to speak to you. So there you have it, 10 survival skills that often go overlooked, but could be the key to surviving your next wilderness adventure. Now it's your turn. Which of these skills do you think is the most important? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to check out the link for the Water Freedom System. It could be the most important survival tool you ever own. Remember, it's not always the flashy skills that save your life. It's often the small, overlooked strategies that make the biggest difference when the wild turns against you. Survival isn't just about being tough. It's about being smart, resourceful, and prepared for the unexpected. For those of you who stuck around to the very end, here's one more bonus tip. In a survival situation, your mental strength is just as important as your physical skills. When the situation gets tough, people who panic rarely make it out unscathed. Stay calm, think clearly, and take everything step by step. Whether it's finding food, building a shelter, or securing water, your mindset will be your greatest tool. Master your mind, and you can master any survival challenge. These aren't luxury items. These are the bare essentials that will keep you alive when things go wrong. First, let's talk about the most critical resource in any survival situation: water. Humans can only last a few days without water, and in the wild, dehydration can sneak up on you faster than you'd expect. That's why the first item on our list is a water filter or water purification tablets. Rivers, lakes, and streams are often contaminated with bacteria or parasites, which can make you sick or even kill you. Having a way to purify water is non-negotiable. Filters are lightweight, portable, and can turn murky, dangerous water into drinkable H2O. If you don't have a filter, water purification tablets are another excellent backup. Just drop one in your container, and it will kill harmful organisms in about 30 minutes. Next on the list is a fire starter. Fire isn't just for warmth. It's for cooking food, purifying water, and signaling for help. While you might be tempted to rely on lighters or matches, those can run out or get wet. A better option is a ferrocerium rod, a metal rod that produces hot sparks when struck with steel. These are nearly foolproof, can start hundreds of fires, and will work even when wet. Having a reliable way to start a fire can be the difference between a cold, miserable night and a safe, warm shelter. Speaking of shelter, a tarp or an emergency bivvy is the next essential item. Exposure to the elements can kill faster than dehydration, especially in cold, wet conditions. A simple, lightweight tarp can be rigged into a shelter using paracord or even branches and rocks. Emergency bivvy sacks, which are small, heat-reflective sleeping bags, are also great for conserving body heat when the temperature drops unexpectedly. The goal is to stay dry and warm, no matter what nature throws at you. Moving on, let's talk about one of the most versatile tools you can have in your survival kit: a multi-tool or knife. You'll need something sharp for everything from cutting rope and preparing food to building shelter or defending yourself. A fixed-blade knife is often more durable, but a multi-tool gives you additional features like pliers, screwdrivers, and even a small saw. This is one item where quality matters. A flimsy blade that breaks or dulls easily won't do you any good when you're in a pinch. Now, let's talk about navigation. If you get lost, a compass paired with a physical map is one of the simplest and most reliable ways to find your way back to safety. GPS devices are great, but they can fail due to dead batteries or loss of signal. A basic compass will always point north, and with some practice, you can use it to navigate your way through the wilderness. Knowing where you are and where you need to go can save you from wandering aimlessly, wasting energy and time. Another key item is cordage, and when it comes to survival, nothing beats paracord. This lightweight, yet incredibly strong cord can be used for building shelter, making traps, or even repairing gear. Paracord can hold up to 550 pounds and contains several smaller strands inside that can be used for more delicate tasks, like fishing or sewing. Always have a length of paracord with you. It's one of those things that seems insignificant until you need it. For those critical moments when you need help, a signal mirror or whistle is essential for drawing attention to your location. A mirror can reflect sunlight and be seen from miles away, while a whistle can be heard over long distances, alerting rescuers to your position. If you get lost, stay put and use these tools to signal for help, increasing your chances of being found. Let's not forget about food. While the human body can survive for weeks without food, your energy levels will deplete rapidly without proper nutrition. You should carry high-calorie, non-perishable foods like energy bars, nuts, or dried fruit. These foods don't spoil quickly and provide the quick energy you'll need while foraging or making your way out of a survival situation. If you're near water, you can also use a fishing kit to catch fish, a valuable source of protein. Compact and lightweight, fishing kits can be lifesavers when other food sources are scarce. In terms of visibility, a headlamp or flashlight with extra batteries is crucial for navigating in the dark. Whether you're setting up camp after sunset, searching for firewood, or reading a map, light is essential. Headlamps are especially convenient because they leave your hands free to work. Make sure your flashlight is durable, waterproof, and has long battery life. You don't want to find yourself in the dark in an unfamiliar environment. Lastly, never underestimate the value of first aid supplies. Even minor injuries can become life-threatening if left untreated in the wilderness. A basic first aid kit should include bandages, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, and pain relievers. You can customize your kit to include items like antihistamines for allergic reactions or antidiarrheal medications in case of foodborne illness. Proper wound care is essential for preventing infection, and your kit will give you the tools to treat common injuries. So there you have it, the core items you need to survive in the wild. Remember, it's not just about having these items. It's about knowing how to use them. Gear can fail, get lost, or run out, but the knowledge of how to purify water, build shelter, and signal for help will always stay with you. Being prepared is the key to survival, and having these essentials in your kit will drastically increase your chances of making it out alive. Now that you know what to pack, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's the one item you wouldn't leave home without? Drop a comment below and let me know. And don't forget, nature is unpredictable. Being prepared isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving, no matter what challenges come your way. Stay safe, stay smart, and remember, survival is a mindset, not just a gear list. This is your journey. Own it. I'll see you out there.